Who's excited?
We are.
All right. Welcome to the Everything Trending Show. It doesn't matter who I am. I'm going to start talking about the ladies near me and then the guys across from them. Starting off with Naquana Tashe. Spell her name right?
Yeah. Spell my name right. You're the one who spelled it wrong. Naquana Tashe, Amore Glam. What's going on?
And then we got Vicky. I don't know do you want me to say Icky Vicky?
Sure.
Icky Vicky.
Hi, everybody. It's Vicky, a.k.a. Icky Vicky, former co-host of the Happy Hour at Brooklyn College.
And then we got Fly Me Out to India.
It's just me. It's just India's way.
That's way.
It. It's just me.
And we got my man, Dark Skin Randy.
Same old dude. Queens, what up?
Douglas, representing overseas.
Wazy scene partner, what going on?
Huh?
It's your boy Douglas. It's your boy Douglas. What's going on, people?
Oh, man. And we have a special guest in here. I don't know, man. Do you want to introduce yourself, or should I go down the list of all of the amazing things that you do, like your millions of views, your large following, the
fact that he touched the garden floor before.
You know what I'm saying? Before the game.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Madison Square Garden, B.
It's Verbalase, beatboxer from outer space.
Of course.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know.
man.
I still, it's weird. I still just feel like me. I don't feel like this.
No, you are, man. You are. You really are.
But I kind of want to keep feeling this way because I want to stay humble. I don't want to let any of this stuff go into my head, So I just want to stay me.
I appreciate you being that humble, but you touched the garden.
The garden.
You
the
were
world's,
in the mecca
Mecca
of basketball, where you had how many people? I don't remember when I was watching the YouTube tape. I don't remember what other team was playing that night. But you're in the garden. What did that feel like, being in the garden to do what you do in Madison Square Garden?
I did the whole I'm pretty sure you guys seen Eminem 8 Mile. Remember how he was throwing up backstage stuff?
Yeah.
I didn't throw
Mom
up.
Spaghetti. You had Mom Spaghetti?
No, I didn't have Mom Spaghetti. But I felt like I did. I just felt so nauseous because that's the first time I've ever performed in front of a crowd that big. They said it was over 19,000 people there, and they were gonna put me in the middle of the whole thing. And I walked out for a little bit just to see what was going on. And, I was like, oh, and I heard that. I was like, oh, hell no. And I just walked back. And, I literally just sat by the toilet because I really thought I was going to throw up. And so I have reverse stage fright. So, backstage, I'm, nervous. I'm a nervous wreck. But once I go out, I'm
doing your thing.
I'm going. Doing my thing. So, once they walked me out and I was in the middle of the court and they were playing, my Subway video up there. I don't know if you guys seen the video. The first part's in black and white, and they were just. Should I summarize?
Yeah, sure.
Because we want the people to look.
We had a chance to look, research Verbalase, and we got a chance to check out your YouTube, and we got a chance to see all this. But some of the fans tuning in, they might not, been as lucky as we are. So, give them all the info you can.
Okay, well, they walked me out into court. They were playing one of my YouTube videos on the big screen as an introduction, and then as soon as the video ended, the camera cut to me, and they're like, go. And I was like, all right, let's do it. And I just started going with the Beverly Hills Cop.
That's exactly.
So I do stuff that people. Oh, thank you, man. So I like to do stuff that people are familiar with instead of just doing my own thing. Cause I beatbox, I could just make up a beat, but I like to do something that connects with people so they could be like, oh, he brought it back, like that. So I started off with that, and then I just started, I did Calabria, but I did it in my nose. I don't know if the audience, I think they saw it.
What's Calabria?
Calabria,
Oh, that has a name? That's dope.
Yeah.
I'm
That's just what you get up to
I'm like,
in the spot.
I was gonna act like I knew what it was. I'm glad I asked.
That's just your poppy dance. Now I'm gonna start getting going.
Now I'm gonna start using that
So whenever I do that routine, so I like to combine beatboxing with a little bit of ventriloquism. So when I did that part, I had the microphone like up to my nose, but I still had the sound coming out. So I would open my mouth and you would still hear the sound. So I was like, where's the sound coming from? So I was like, Calabria. And everybody started getting into it and they're like, okay. And then I started doing the beatbox with it and the crowd's starting to feel me now. But once I did that Crazy Train beatbox, that's when I had the audience. They were like, oh. And then when it ended, I'm telling you, it was the best feeling in the world to have 19,000 people cheering for you.
Madison Square Garden.
Man. Like I still get the chills whenever I talk about it because it's literally the best feeling in the world. Like when people are cheering for you or whatever. Like man.
Okay, maybe it's the fact that I like sports and I'm a big basketball fan. But is Madison Square Garden to you the biggest thing you've done so far? Or because I've on your personal YouTube and your Instagram page, which is also Verbalase, all your social media is at Verbalase, right? Correct?
Yeah, everything.
Just to be clear.
Verbalase, yeah.
You have highlights, man. You have major accomplishments and highlights.
Yeah.
So to you, what stands out? What is Verbalase like? His stamp. What do you like? Yeah, this is my major thing I did.
When I performed at Showtime at the Apollo, because the Apollo, it's known for being a tough crowd. Right. People will boo you either the way you look or how you come out, whatever. Like it's first impressions, instant. So I had a plan. Like when I came out. Like I was gonna try to impress the audience during the interview, So Steve Harvey hosted it, and he was asking me like, "How do you feel right now?" I'm like, a little nervous, and Steve is like, he's always confused and like wondering what's going on or whatever. But then I still wanted to impress the basically there was a show before the show because I knew how the audience was gonna be like, who is this guy? Nah, I ain't feeling it. So I wanted to like impress them with just a little bit of stuff before I started beatboxing. And the reason why this stands out for me because I've watched people get booed off stage and stuff. And when you're backstage with all these other performers and you hear somebody get booed out, and it's almost like they get killed because nobody backstage, nobody like talks to them after they come back.
It's like Hunger Games.
Yeah, there's not that moral support or whatever. When I went to Showtime at the Apollo, this group went on. They did like a jump rope thing. They got booed off stage. And, everybody was kind of like, kind of like that when they came back. And I was like, no, you guys keep going, man. Like, don't let this stuff get you down. There's so many people that made it that got booed off the stage. So keep going. And but it was really like, what's up?
What happened when you came on stage?
When I came on stage, yeah. So I first did a couple of things to impress the audience. And then I would try, when he asked me, what do I do for a living, I just made up something. I was like, oh, you guys might actually know. The next Uptown Express train is approaching the station. Stand clear of the closing doors, please. Like, I just did that so the New York crowd, they're like, oh, so I was winning them over before I started performing. That was my strategy, and I think it worked. Because Steve asked me, like, what are you going to do for us today? And I said, beatboxing has been around for a very long time, and I'm always trying to take it to a different level. So I want to entertain people visually instead of audibly. Because whenever you see a beatboxer, they have the same persona as a rapper. One hand's on the mic, and the other hand's just doing this. And this hand is the only visual entertainment you get. So, like, instead of me just doing that or, making faces, I wanted to beatbox to like a whole bunch of funny images that they had on the screen behind me, so people can get like a real visual show. It's like watching a music video with a performance, and they loved that because I was doing like SpongeBob and Patrick's voice. I couldn't do that on because copyright on TV and stuff, so they just had like a yellow like color with like a mouth on it, and then pink for Patrick, and it was really cool. And when I finally ended, and the audience gave me a standing ovation at the Apollo, that was probably just as good as Madison Square Garden for me. I think that was a little bit above Madison Square Garden.
Did you make this connection, being in Harlem, that close to where Dougie Fresh is from?
Yeah.
Okay. He's right on 131st Street.
Yeah,
so it's only a few blocks away.
I met Dougie Fresh in 2011. It was really cool.
Dope.
Did y'all battle?
No, I didn't know.
You ain't want the smoke?
No,
come on.
His click sounds are crazy. I don't know if you ever heard him do the or whatever. Like, it's, but his is like loud.
Does you have a weird
Yeah.
question, like, for beatboxers? I know you use your mouth a lot. I mean, is your mouth drier than most people? Like, do you have to drink more water?
Yeah.
I just wanted to know because.
Well, one of the
It's random, but it's
Yeah,
something
so,
to think about,
No,
so like no, it's true.
the
Like
first thing you
you
think
get
about.
when you beatbox for a very long time, you do get dehydrated. Now this may sound really weird to go with the weird question, but one of the things I've learned how to do when I first started beatboxing was spit control. Like when you start beatboxing, like first, you gotta learn how to control your spit. That's why you see a lot of beatboxers, they go like this. You think it's like a mannerism or anything, but like, it's to control your spit.
It's really
so
all
not-
about the spit,
yeah,
right.
They control your spit, and then like there's two reasons why beatboxers do that. They do this for spit control if you don't know how to control your saliva, and the second thing is if they have a microphone, beatboxers usually cup the mic so you can catch all their tones and sounds up here.
Right.
So you do get what do you call cotton mouth or dry. So like if you look up beatbox battles on YouTube, shout out to Swiss Beatbox. You always see beatboxers have like a big gallon of water with them. They drink in between battles because it's nasty. But yeah, it's a lot of spitting, metaphorically and literally.
All right, so let me ask you a question real quick. As far as, do you ever get lightheaded when you do this?
When I do Crazy Train, and I could show you I could show you guys that routine, and you'll see why I get lightheaded. Whenever you want, I could show it to you.
I would love to see it now if you could.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
you
ready.
guys have any more questions before I?
Yeah.
We have tons of
Well,
questions.
I have another question also. Before
Okay.
you do.
Should I before? Okay, what's up?
Well, I know you do a lot of like classic things,
Yeah.
so I wanted to know like how old are you? And
Oh man, 35. I have to go like this when I say it. I'm like, how old are you? 35. Just say 35. All right, 35. Oh nope, see, it still happens. Yeah, I'm an 80s, 90s kid when the music was real. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Work, like, there's a lot of classic stuff that you do.
Yeah,
so I'm like,
that's why I do a lot of 80s and 90s
Why
stuff.
you look younger than me though? I'm mad.
You mad?
I'm about to shave
I know.
you
I think
or
it's the
something.
Kool-Aid. I don't know.
it's the shave. It's the shave.
But that's why I do a lot of 80s and 90s stuff. If you guys watch stuff on my YouTube channel,
That's
you
why
notice.
You know all of the
Yeah,
I was gonna ask you about
Right.
YouTube because
Good
Yeah.
background in
we're doing the
music.
research. We're looking at the which we enjoyed and had a great time. The
Cartoon beatbox.
yeah,
Yeah.
Favorite.
My favorite so far
Yo,
is
thank you, guys.
Wakanda.
Yeah.
In
Wakanda.
Wakanda. Oh, so you thought it was
Yes.
California.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Can I jump in?
wait,
Yeah, what's that?
Go ahead. No, because I'm excited. Remember I told you I was excited. Go ahead.
So what in creating the whole idea? How did that come about? What were you doing? How much? What were you doing?
What was I doing? So like I always try to figure out a way to connect a song with the character. So like the first video, or no, the third episode, which almost has 30 million views, is crazy. Pennywise versus the Joker.
Oh, that was fun.
Thank you, man. I made Pennywise do the song by the Fugees.
Ready or not, here I go.
Yeah, like ready or not, here I come. So those same lyrics make sense, but it has a darker tone because Pennywise is singing it, and he has a different meaning when he says, "I'm gonna find you," and the last part, "Eat you slowly." The Joker is called. His nickname is the Prince of Crime, so I figured he should do the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Will Smith is always cracking jokes. The Joker's always cracking jokes.
Yep.
So it's just so perfect for him. Like Will Smith. I can't think of the lyrics right now. Wow. Philadelphia, born and raised. Now this is a story y'all about. Yeah, so Joker came with the same line. Now this is a story y'all about how I made this clown turn upside down. And so for the Black Panther, I wanted he had to say something about Wakanda, because he's got to represent. And I was just thinking, like, man, what song is gonna go? And he's got that voice. He's got to talk like this. I never freeze. He's got to have like some kind of song where it's like a kind of voice. And I was thinking of the chorus of California knows how to party, but if the Black Panther sing that, he would still have his like vocal tone or whatever. And I mixed it with Michael Jackson, Smooth Criminal, because he's I don't know. I just wanted him to be smooth because the way he talks goes with the kind of beat.
I respect it. You did the Black Panther justice, B.
And
thank
you
you,
feel
man.
Batman.
I feel like
Batman too.
I feel like
man.
Wakanda knows how to party needs to be like a track? Like, do you do like full songs
I
for
want
these
to.
characters?
So this is the thing I'm currently like deciding now. Like, one of the things I'm starting to deal with an issue on YouTube is like the Joker versus Pennywise video. I guess because it has so much views on it. Warner Brothers, I'm splitting the revenue with Warner Brothers because I used the song by the Fugees. Even though I'm singing it and I'm beatboxing it, it's still yeah. But I really like the concept of an old school song that matches the character. So I have to decide if I want to continue that. But if I do, I could have the risk of a company coming after me,
or just starting to do all
or just
original
do original.
material.
Yeah, but it's so cool when you like, cause like you guys, you saw the
let me
connection.
jump in.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, cause
So it's like, man, what do I do?
I just want to let you know, I'm a fan, right? Before I knew you were coming, right?
Yeah.
I was like, okay, let me research the artist. So I go on, and I go on your Instagram, and I see videos that I've seen already, because my son is 10 years old, and he's a comic book maniac.
Oh yeah.
And shout out to Chase. And he watches them on repeat. Like, he tells
Oh
me.
yeah.
So I'm watching a video with him, and he's like, how do you know the songs? Because I'm singing along. I'm singing along because I know California Love, I know all of the Fuji songs and all that stuff. So he's like, how do you know the song? So it's dope because it helps bring like a child into classic hip-hop.
That's another reason why I did it. That
makes it really, it's really dope.
Yeah, that's why I want to keep doing that. Cause like it's my thing is like I always try, whenever I perform a routine, I always try to do something that makes kids feel like kids and adults feel like kids, because like I want to connect with the audience instead of just one person.
way.
And I really laughed.
That's
laughed.
great
I was
marketing
thoroughly
right there.
entertained when I watched.
Thank you. Oh, when do you guys see the next one? It's like,
I just have a question, right?
What's that?
Are you being 35 and you doing this for a long time? When did you get acceptance from everybody? Like, oh, you're 35, get a regular job or something. Like, when did you finally like get the acceptance from probably like your family and
my grandmother, she's always saying,
when did it happen? What age?
Stop doing that spitting and get a real job. She always say to stop doing that spitting, stop spitting on people. And it would literally be that motion, spitting like a Michael Jackson thing, stop spitting on people.
Yeah,
I'm still gonna answer her question. What's up?
No, go ahead.
Oh, okay. So yeah, like when my grandma saw like me on TV with the Apollo, I was on Fox 5 News. Just seeing like me actually really going somewhere with my talent. Like I literally moved to New York specifically to pursue my career.
Oh, that's
like
dope.
This is full time.
From where?
From I'm originally from California, from Wakanda, whatever. I'm originally from California, but I moved to Las Vegas in 1996, and then I moved to New York in 2011. Literally just to pursue my career.
So in 2011, that's a bad year to move to New York.
I got invited to perform at La Mama Theater by this guy, Kid Lucky.
2001 is a bad year to move to New York.
Yeah, the one.
No, because it felt like.
Let me ask you a question. How long, like, when you did that move, did you feel like you had family and stuff out here, or you just did it like
just me? It was tough. It was tough.
Wow, that's a big move.
Yeah, it was the first time I was on my own, and I
And what made you in the process? What made you start in a subway?
When I first performed at La Mama Theater, they had the reason I went to La Mama Theater. They had this thing called the 2011 Human Beatbox Festival, hosted by this guy named Kid Lucky.
Right.
And it was basically a showcase with a whole bunch of beatboxers, and that's the first time I've ever been around a lot of beatboxers. So I was like, "Oh, this is dope!"
Right.
And then that's the first time I met Dougie Fresh too.
Oh,
and
that's real dope.
Yeah. Like when I saw him, I was just like he was beatboxing with the group, and I was mad at myself. I didn't do anything. I was just like, "Duh, that's cool, huh, SpongeBob?" And I was just sitting there or whatever. And I was the only beatboxer that was theatrical. I used puppets in my routine. I had like props and stuff because I still had the same concept. I wanted to be entertaining visually. Should I ever look this way? I know you guys keep seeing the back of my head. What's up, guys? This is what I look like. I don't look like that. Yeah. So what I usually so somebody invited me to perform in the subways. One of the other beatboxers was like, "Yo, man, you're good. You should come in the subway and perform." I was like, "The subway? All right, I'll go out and do my thing, see what happens." Right. And at the time, I was working at Marshall's. No shout out to Marshall's. I was working.
Got you.
I was working at Marshall's. I was working in the back, and I worked 3 days a week, 4 hours a day, so a total of 12 hours a week, $80 a paycheck.
Wow.
So that's all I got.
So when you were actually in the subway, they give tips.
Yeah,
and things like
that's
that.
the first time it may not sound like a lot, but like when you're getting $80 a check, or, you know, when I got like, I think it was like $96 within like 3 or 4 hours of performing, I was like, damn. And then when I went back to Las Vegas, because I took a leave of absence to perform at the La Mama Theater, and when I went back to Vegas, oh my God, dude, it's like the worst feeling. Like, imagine doing something you love, and then coming back to work, and then but imagine do what you love and you get paid to do it, and then you go back to your just regular job. Do you know how that would feel? Like, I just felt like shit. Like, I felt like I did not belong there, and so I decided to, like, you know what, you know, it's an old saying, YOLO, whatever. I'm gonna take a month leave of absence, go to New York, see if I could live out there just from performing.
Right.
And if it doesn't work, then I'll just go back to Vegas or whatever. And I went out to New York and started performing. Everybody was loving it, and I was like, holy shit, this is crazy.
So like roughly. I'm not trying to be in your pockets, dog, but
what's up?
You know, I see that a lot of people that perform out there, they make a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? So I felt that.
What's the most I made?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, because they asked
That's
me
the question, yes.
So the platforms wasn't much. It wasn't until I started performing inside the subway train with a little speaker.
Yeah.
Because in the train you have a captivative audience versus they can't run. Versus the platform, like, oh, that's cool, let's keep going.
Right.
And then, you know,
they have to look at you,
on the train.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so like I would try to be as humble as possible, because like, you know, when you get off of work and you're on your way home, I know like you don't want to see any shit. You just want to can I say shit?
No. Well, you can't, but
you guys will probably bleep it out.
But we're gonna bleep it out. That's why we're pre-recording.
Oh, I should have fun with that. Do you guys real quick? Do you guys have actually bleep, or that you just cut the sound?
We actually cut it out.
You already know what I'm thinking. I'm like, because I can do like shit, shit. So whoever's editing this, they have to be in time with the beatbox,
right?
So to be like,
giving them
or whatever.
You're giving them such a lot of work.
Yeah,
to do.
Okay. Sorry. Are you editing? If you're not, I'm sorry. Oh, you are. Sorry. But going back to the story. So yeah, it wasn't until I started performing inside the train where, oh my God, dude, like it was crazy. The most I've made was $448 in 6 hours.
6 hours.
And it's there's a video clip of it on YouTube too. It's called Verbalase You Are Here. I think I was on the. I think I was the E or the F. Yeah. I used to take the Q all the time.
All right. So in other words, what was the special location that you feel like you make the most money at? Because I know you had different places y'all go.
Versus the platform versus the train?
Platform, yes.
Probably 34th Street, Herald Square. Woo! Because that's where the big Macy's is.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Everybody goes over
that's
there.
Where all the money
Actually,
is
no. Times Square.
Times Square beats that.
There's a video clip on my Instagram. I had, and you guys can look it up too. To see I'm not talking out of my ass. There's another bleep word for it. If you go on Instagram, there's a video clip where I like everybody make some noise. I had the entire station stopped. The whole station. Yeah, it's on my Instagram. You got to check it out.
I definitely got to check it out.
Like it's crazy. Like it was like during. I think my phone was kind of blurry because I was, when I perform, I sweat and I'm going ham and stuff. So like the footage is a little blurry, but you could still see how many people are watching me.
Right.
And it's because like I don't have your typical subway setup where it's just a mic and a speaker.
Right. You have lights.
Yeah, I had the lights. Stuff. I had a TV screen. I had like.
How do you set up all that stuff? And how do you get powered from doing that?
I use lithium-ion batteries, and then I also got. One of the MTA workers liked me so much that he gave me like this special. I don't know if you guys seen the plug down there. It's like a 3 things.
Yeah.
He's like, anytime you're in the station, just plug in. I was like, what? For real? He's like, yeah, man, you're good.
That's
I was
dope,
like,
bro.
Damn.
That's love right there, man.
There's a clip. There's a picture of it on Instagram too. Yeah, I'm just trying to make everybody have a good time.
And just be, down there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know what else would be cool?
What's that?
You ever heard of Kid the Wiz?
Yeah, I heard Kid the Wiz. He's Kid the Wiz on the track. Oh man.
Him dancing, you beatboxing.
That'd be dope.
I would love to collab. Yo, Kid the Wiz, if you watching, shout out, man. I want to collaborate with you. Kid the Wiz on the track with Verbalase.
I have a question.
What's up?
When did you realize you had such an amazing talent?
Oh, I love this story. When I first realized I had first realized that this was special when I was in high school. So just putting this out there too. I'm also Buddhist. So I do not like shave your head monk or whatever. Like, hey, it's SGI, Soko Gakkai International, and we chant Nam-myoho Renge Kyo. It's supposed to bring out your potential. Who else is
Anime. Anime, yeah.
Yeah. Tina Turner.
Anime did that.
Yeah,
Word.
yeah. You actually have the colors. You have the colors of SGI. Yeah, that's the SGI colors right there.
Yeah, tell them what you know, India. Go ahead, put them on.
So like my parents are both Shaka Khan, yeah. Yeah. So both my parents are Buddhists and my grandparents are Buddhists, and they always told me I could chant about anything. And, I was a kid. I was like, whatever. I just want to go outside and ride my bike and maybe run over people or whatever. Not people, but, you chase your friends. But, it wasn't until I was in high school and, you start going through emotions and everything's changing. Like, man, you start contemplating life or whatever. So I saw this girl. This is kind of weird, but I saw this girl and I had such a huge crush on her. My dad was like, you can always chant for anything you want. I was like, damn, look at that girl. I chanted to get the girl, and but no, that didn't happen. No, that never happened.
Chakra was off, B.
No, that never happened. Instead, they said when you chant, it brings out your potential. So like, I started showing my friend like all the crazy sounds I can make. Because when I was a kid playing with toys, I always try to imitate the sounds I hear in video games. Mm-hmm. So I would show, when you're really good friends with somebody, you show them all the weird stuff you could do. Like, hey, check this out. Whoa, you got to, yeah, man, I hate that. So yeah, I started showing them all the weird sounds I can make. And I keep going this way. I'm like, hey, what's up, man? Shout out to you guys again. And he's like, that's really cool. And then one day after class, everybody was waiting for the bell to ring, and I was like, man, check this out. I was so bored, I just started breakdancing with my hands on the table while beatboxing. I was like, yo, man, check this out. Like I was doing that on the table. I was just going crazy.
A solitary state. Him by himself locked up is an easy 24 hours, man.
Yeah, if anything, I might get worse.
Eat it. Oh man.
So I'm doing this on the table and I'm showing my friend, and then I noticed the whole classroom is getting quieter and quieter and quieter, and I look up. Everybody's looking at me, even the teacher. I was like, "Oh, my bad."
Was the girl there?
No.
See, that's. I was kind of waiting. I wanted to take you somewhere with that though, because we're
Yeah.
Beatboxing groupies, man. What's up? Is there beatboxing groupies? You did the garden. If you do the garden with the train, you ain't getting no beatboxing groupies from the train. I'm expecting you to clean up at the garden or the Apollo. You know what I'm saying? Man. Beatboxers don't have groupies. It's not a thing.
I'm pretty sure they. Yeah, I know they do.
But you're not gonna speak to yourself.
I'm kind of old fashioned though. Like I'm looking for the one girl to stay with me or whatever. I'm not like
with all that spit control. You telling me you ain't? Hey. Come on, player. I'm just saying. My man said he got the spit control. I know the ladies. I'm wildin'. It's me. My bad. My bad.
Jump in,
my bad. Hey, I apologize. I don't mean to. You know what I'm saying?
Because if it was a female beatboxer in here,
she wouldn't be single.
Hey, listen.
Ain't no female beatboxer
single. If I ever see a female beatboxer,
ain't no female beatboxer single be on their mama.
Yeah, spit control is amazing. Spit period. You ever saw the Missy Elliott spit from Get Your Freak On?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Ain't no female beatboxer single. But so there's not a big.
I mean, there is, but like I don't.
Where's she at?
I don't know.
Oh, so there is. So you walk past them at the end of the show.
All right.
Yeah. That's all I'm saying. That's all I want to know. That's all I want to know.
No, you're not.
You feel me?
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
So the creators of South Park, it started off with like I think 1 or 2 guys, before it got really really big. So I kind of see myself like doing the same thing, but still performing live. I want to make cartoon beatbox battles big, like keep going. And I see myself like, right now it's just me and maybe like 3 other people, me and 2 main animators, and I want to find like a permanent team and just make beatbox battles get bigger and bigger. and eventually start featuring, you know, if I want to pull in artists or whatever to like sing or something, I can do that. Like, I just wanted to keep getting bigger and bigger as far as that. And as far as like the live performances, like I want to be able to, you know, just do shows everywhere. Like, you know, people were like, yo, you got to hire this guy. He's a beatboxer. I'm like, we got beatboxers before. No, you got to get this guy because he takes it to a different level. And I'm never in competition with other beatboxers. I'm in competition with the genre of beatbox. Like, how can I stand out in the genre? That's why I always ask myself.
Even with your YouTube clips, do you do your own animation?
No.
Do you have you have a team that comes together and put all that together for you?
Yeah, like at the end of each episode, you see there's like credits.
How long does that take?
Oh,
how many takes do you do? How often do you have bloopers? Do you show your bloopers? Do you have?
I should start showing my bloopers. They're pretty funny. Here's the hardest part of writing a cartoon beatbox episode. If you notice, every episode, do you guys remember when Rozelle, shout out to Rozelle, do you remember when he did that, if your mother only knew, and he did the singing and beatboxing at the same time? Every episode's kind of like that. Yeah. Like, because first I do the actual episode, and then I do a live version of the episode of me doing the voices and of every character and beatboxing. And I always do the beatboxing and the voices at the same time. So to show people that
different tracks, you just do
it's
continuous.
yeah, it's all like one layer, which that part is the most difficult because I have to write out the words and everything to go with the beatbox and make them still talk about the other character and still go with the original song that it's a parody of. Wow. So like I'm factoring all these things in, and sometimes it takes me like a week just to write down a 60-second thing. But it's because I'm thinking of like, how am I going to make this go with the original song? Okay, now I need to rhyme, but I need to choose certain words so I can actually make the beatbox. Because I can't be like, say if I did that song to all my fellas who be living it up or whatever, I can't be like, all my fellas who be living it, like, oh, it doesn't sound like living because it sounds like I'm saying blivin' or whatever. Right. So like it's tricky like to write the words to make it sound at the same time with beatboxing.
How long did it take for you to understand that concept and put it together?
You know, I feel like I've kind of been doing that like my whole life not my whole life, ever since I started beatboxing in high school, you know, where I didn't get the girl. But I got see my face there, I was like, when I didn't get the girl. But like I think I was the only one that actually writes down the beats. Like I literally write down the beat. So like would be BFF, not best friends forever. Literally BFF would be TI PRSH. So if I did BF, TI, PRSH, you're like, what is boof, tis, persh? No, you got to say it right. It's that's what that means. I'm like, oh, okay. So like actually write down the beats and stuff. And so since I could, I could write some stuff.
Like
you guys want to see
West,
something?
He's the beatbox Kanye West.
Chill out.
What's up?
What's scoopity poop?
Chill out.
Scoobity poop.
Let's not do that. Let's not do that.
I don't know. It sounds like
Do you know Kanye language?
Kanye way. No.
You seem to have you seem to have like a real charismatic personality and stuff. Do you ever think about taking the beatboxing and comedy and like maybe having a little stand-up set? Do you have anything like that working?
Yeah, I have. When I performed in a subway, there's a video on my YouTube channel where it's just 8 minutes of me making jokes.
See, I didn't want to go directly to that because that video, that's you not on stage. I'm curious if you've done it like in a comedy, you know.
I did for I got filmed by Red Bull TV, and they had the skit and everything, and I had to basically they wanted me to basically step out of my comfort zone for the documentary or whatever. So in this piece, I think you can find it too. Just type in Red Bull TV and then type in Verbalase or Verbalase Red Bull TV. And I basically did a comedy sketch where I would, sing. Or not sing. I can't speak English now. I would do a comedy set where I would, just do kind of like, I don't know if you guys remember Michael Winslow. He did like Michael Winslow from Police Academy.
We were trying to figure out his name.
Oh yeah, I get referred to him all the time. Or
yeah, I built the same too. Yeah, I kind of
wilding out or something.
Wilding out. Oh, that'd be cool. I could be making sound effects in there.
You should do wilding out.
But
that's Nick Cannon up. Do wilding out.
There's a video with me and Nick Cannon on YouTube. When I did America's Got Bullshit. Talent. America's Got Talent. Yeah. No, I call it that for a reason.
Got jerked.
I call it that for a reason. They screwed me over three times. It was horrible. Really? Yeah.
Yeah, word.
So, in 2007 was the first year I auditioned for it, and there's a pre-audition before you audition in front of the judges. So I auditioned for like these producers, and a lot of people don't know the producers are the real judges in the show because they tell the judges who to vote for. So yeah, that's why the
You're
judges.
not gonna get in trouble for revealing this kind of information or nothing, right? We don't want them coming for us.
They hit me up yesterday. They hit me up and say, hey, you wanna do? I was like, I shut them down so quick. Because I want to prove that I can make it without that show. And everybody who thinks that America's Got Talent is the only way. There's a quote by Ralph Waldo Emerson. He says, "Do not go where the path may lead. Instead, go where there is no path and leave a trail."
Period.
And I live by that.
Period.
That is
You
very
be
strong,
reading,
bro.
huh?
Yeah,
that is definitely strong.
And that's why I tell people every time they tell me to go to America's Got Talent. I'm like, no, I'm gonna prove I can make it without it.
Right.
Because it's giving hope to everybody else that if the people decide to go on the show and they don't make it, a lot of people give up. I gave up 2 years after I auditioned in 2007 because the judges X'd me out.
Wow.
Yeah, but I was there from 7 a.m. to 2 a.m. They wanted to tape
All
the whole
day?
season all day. Yeah, I was there for like 14 hours.
Wow.
And I was the very last person to go on. And at the time, the judges was Sharon Osbourne, David Hasselhoff, and some guy named Piers. And
Well, that's not the culture.
and the co-host was Jerry Springer. And
oh yeah, I remember. When
yeah,
Jerry
so
Springer
like
was actually doing that.
I went on and I was gonna do like a beatbox thing with a puppet.
Right.
And it was literally like nope, no beatboxing. I think you need to go home and give the puppet mouth to mouth. We don't want to see that or whatever.
They said that.
Yeah, no joke.
Wow.
But there's a reason.
That's
There's a
kinda
reason
crazy.
why they say this. They say these mad things, these provocative things to you because they want to get a reaction out of you because that still sells for them. Like next on America's Got Talent, watch Verbalase go ham on the judges. They probably wouldn't say ham or whatever. They'd be like, watch Verbalase lose his temper or something. They want you to react because that's good views for them or whatever. A bad reaction is still good. So, but when the judges were saying their rude and harsh things to me, I just stand there and I was just like, so they look like the asshole, not me.
Right.
So when I went backstage, Jerry Springer has the same thing he says to everybody who doesn't make it. He's like, hey, I'm sorry you came all this way and you didn't make it, and I wish you good luck in the future. And he immediately went to the next person like, okay, you ready for your it was the most insincere, non-sincere, like whatever. It's just like blow off or whatever. Right. So that was my experience in 2007. Oh, also they didn't have a hotel room for me. My flight was 3 hours late. The whole thing was just horrible. So they
basically treat people really bad. That's what you're saying.
Unless you make it in the show. And then I had to sign a 64-page contract where they basically own your image for 2 years. If you make it on TV, they own your image and everything you do for the duration of 2 years.
Are you
The contract
serious?
is more favoritism. Yeah, the contract is more favoritism to them versus you. Like you have no rights whatsoever.
So say if you actually make it through.
Yeah.
They take all your rights away for whatever you need to do.
They say where you get to perform, when you get to perform. If you have an interview on if anywhere, like if I was with America's Got Talent, I'm doing this, I would have to go through them first in order just for me to be here.
To make sure it's okay.
Yeah.
So they basically control your life.
They control your life, yeah.
For 2 years or just for
2 years?
Nick Cannon left?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So in 2000,
basically they didn't give him a chance to say what he wanted to say.
Right.
He said, you can't control me that way.
Yeah. So in 2013, they reached out to me again because there was this viral video of me. In 2013, my birthday, I went out to perform on my birthday, January 11th. I was like, it's my birthday. I don't want to sit home. I just want to go out and have fun because I enjoy making people laugh. Right. And I went out and performed, and it was like the best day ever. And best day ever. Shut up, SpongeBob. It was the best day ever. Oh, I forgot the that. All right, wait. That. There it is. Okay. So I got back, and then some famous fashion designer shared a video clip of me on Facebook, and that video just kept going around, and it got over like 2 million views. 400,000 shares. Like it was on World Star Hip Hop. I wasn't getting in a fight, so World Star. They all But yeah, I was on there. The video was getting shared everywhere. So that's what the producers or the scouts do for America's Got Talent. They look out for popular
Right.
stuff. So they contacted me that year. I told them how horrible my experience was in 2007. The guy assured me that I wouldn't have to wait that long, and it took a lot of convincing. And he's like, "All right, I'll do it." And then this is summarized version. I went to go in there. First day I waited was for 6 hours, but I had to come back the next day. No, the first day I waited 8 hours. The second day I waited 6 hours. So still like, I don't feel
Similar.
like doing math right now.
Right.
A long time, yeah.
Right.
So like when I went on stage, they kept interviewing me backstage. So before I went on stage, they kept interviewing me, and they were like, how do you feel? I was like, well, I just hope the judges like me. And she's like, you keep saying you hope the judges like me. Like you? Why do you say that? I was like, well, if I'm going on last, they're not going to like me because I know they're here all day. They're going to want to get out of here, And, I kept referring to my last experience in 2007.
Right.
So when I actually got on stage, the judges apologized to me for waiting. I was like, that proves my theory. The producers are in charge because they told them what to say.
Right.
So the guy, what's the guy? He's bald. He doesn't like to touch people. He doesn't shake his hand.
Howie
Howie?
Mandel.
Yeah. He's the one that apologized to me.
Oh, he's cool.
Yeah. He's like, I'm sorry you had to wait or whichever. So they have my whole thing. They know this. Oh, sorry. They know the story and everything.
Yeah.
So I luckily everybody in the audience knew who I was. I was like, hey, so I perform in the subway. Has anybody seen me before? There was like this huge roar in the audience. I was like, oh, thank you.
Right.
So the judges were like, okay, let's see what you do. And I did my thing, and they liked it. They gave me 4 yeses and said, you're going to Las Vegas, which wasn't exciting for me because I lived in Vegas for 14 years. But I was happy. I was like, yes, I'm going to make it. And then the producers called me a week later saying like, hey, unfortunately, we have to cut a lot of people out because the judges picked too many contestants to go to the next round.
Wow.
And unfortunately, you were one of the contestants chosen to be cut out of it. And all my friends told me, like, this is because you didn't have a sad sob story. You ever watch these shows? And they're like, oh, I'm doing this for my dog. If I win, I'm going to use the money to resurrect him in the pet cemetery. Like, they want you to have a sad, maybe not that, but they want you to have a sad sob story.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So I was like, okay, whatever. But then they called me again a week later saying, like, yo, there's we're sorry you didn't make it, but we want to bring you back on the show and have you do this exclusive thing with you and Nick Cannon. You're gonna beatbox, he's gonna rap to it. It's gonna be you and him, and we're gonna air it on TV. I was like, oh, that's what's up. Okay, yeah. But what they didn't tell me was I was gonna be in a segment with a whole bunch of other performers. So like it wasn't just an exclusive thing with just me and him. I was there with like 15 other people. So when I went to Times Square with Nick Cannon, the video's on YouTube.
Right.
The whole section was probably like 5 to 6 minutes, me and him. But it aired on TV for 5 seconds, and it didn't even say what my name was. I just looked like some dude in the street with the speaker. First they showed me for 3 seconds, and then they showed me again for 2 seconds, and it was because I was in a segment with a whole bunch of other performers. And I told myself, you know what, this is the last time I'm going to let these people destroy my spirit.
Right.
Because they told me the half truth, they let me down, and I got 4 yeses, so I just kind of took that, like, I got 4 yeses, and like, I'm just like, you know what, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm going to prove that I can make it without the show. And,
well,
so,
I feel like you are, and you've been
making
doing it.
Oh, thank you, man.
And we're like grateful that you came to the show to express your talent and tell your story, bro.
With a bad tooth. I don't know if you
Exactly.
you told him.
We ain't telling him about that.
I'm getting my tooth put out this Thursday. Like on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm like an 8 right now.
Is
Right.
that gonna
And
affect anything?
Yes.
But I still want to beatbox
Yes.
because I gotta represent. I want to
Do
show
the
you guys
thing.
what I do.
Do you ever tell your
So-
dentist what you do?
What's up?
Tell your dentist what you do?
Yeah. I'm like, hey, you gotta, all right. It's not even gonna be any words at the point. I'm just like, hey, all right. I'm like, we got you.
So, guys, y'all have any more questions?
Yes, I have one question.
Before he performs.
So how do you build up the courage to, or if you do, like leave your house alone, go into the subway with equipment, and just start to get it popping with like just yourself?
It's so every this is a really cool thing. A lot of cops down there like me.
That's
That's really cool to have.
Right,
You know,
definitely.
You still
I'm like,
perform
all
in
right,
the
ladies and
subway?
gentlemen, what are you doing? I was making sure you noticed I wasn't gonna perform, officer.
You still perform in the subway now?
No.
Oh, okay.
Now I'm doing YouTube full time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's the really cool thing. Like I went from a guy working at Marshall's to like a guy doing YouTube full time, and I always say like, I'm equal to each and every one of you guys. Like there's nothing that makes me, above or whatever. Like I think we're all equal. Like you guys have the
follow me
you guys
back.
have the same potential. Let me know your Instagram.
Follow me and shout me out.
But I was just gonna say, you guys have the exact same potential as me. Like if there's something you guys want to do, like a career, if you guys are doing it, you know, shout out to you guys. You know, whatever it is you want to do, like do it. Look at me as an example. I'm not. There's nothing that's making me superhuman, whatever.
Yeah.
It's just I have the exact same potential as every one of you
You
guys.
can chant for anything you want.
Yeah, exactly.
I have a
Exactly.
question. Is that that YouTube check? Is it like a full-time job check?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
All
it's
right.
yeah, it's,
All right.
that's
That
full
was a good
time.
question, though. Like,
Yeah, it's full time.
Definitely when it's most of the videos got like 5 million, 6 million views and all that.
Yeah, I gotta stay on that. With YouTube, the main thing is consistency. Like if you're gonna do YouTube, you have to be consistent. Like not if you can upload every day, that's great. But it's for me, I'm trying to do something every week or every other week.
What about like a stage show though for like kids? You ever thought about doing that? Putting together a nice little stage performance?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing this year. So I'm basically taking what I used to do in the subway and making it into like a full stage show. I don't know if you guys seen any of my clips on YouTube, but I have visuals for everything I do in the subway. So like if people don't feel like dancing, they can watch the TV screen. Like when I'm doing SpongeBob's voice, you see him on the screen at the moment I do it. Same thing with Mickey Mouse's voice. If I'm going, you see a cricket on the screen. So it's like it's really visually entertaining.
That's what I'm saying. You need to. I think you can really kill the market by being that dude that show up to parties. What was that black magician dude that was killing for a while?
Uncle Magic.
Uncle Magic or something like that. Yeah, you
Oh,
could
I
be
gotta
like,
look him up.
because look, I got this 9-year-old daughter. We could work, son. Now you come, pull up to the crib. We could, what I mean, you do your thing just to practice, get your joint off. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna charge you nothing to practice.
I ain't gonna charge
I had
you.
to try. I had to try, son. I had to see where his business mind was at. But
So, yeah, that just leads me to this question: like, how can anyone book you? Like,
Just my manager's on my Instagram. He's also on my YouTube channel. If you go to my YouTube channel, all my information's there. Just hit him up.
oh, so you got people.
like, are you like?
Yeah. Well, I got person.
So like, are you like? What are your range? If you don't mind me asking, like, what is your range to?
That's him. Like I don't know.
That's him?
That's the people.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's that person. That person.
Person, okay.
I have a question.
yeah, what's up?
Sorry. Have you ever considered like putting your shows on other platforms or like doing other content like voiceover?
Yeah, that's one of the things I'm gonna get into. Is voiceover. Cause like I think I could use my own cartoon series as a good example. Cause like I don't just like, hey guys, it's SpongeBob, look at me, woo. Like I go like, hey, what's going on?
Yeah,
Oh,
you definitely
bad.
Yeah, you could
Like,
definitely
I go-
do a show like.
Yeah, so I
I
can.
just go to Fat Albert. I don't know why. I just did.
There's a I have a voice demo reel on my YouTube channel too, and I think it's on Vimeo and on my Instagram, so people can get like a sample of my voice range without me doing like any impressions. Like it's just like me doing original voices and stuff. So I do want to get into voice acting because I did. There's a Geico commercial. I did that. It sounds fake, but it's a real legit Geico commercial. It's like beatboxing in a big box store. Surprising. What's not surprising? How much you can save by switching that. Like you got to hear it. It's really cool. It's a Geico commercial. They're creative. And then I also did a Google Star Wars commercial. And what's really cool is like I asked them like, what made you guys choose me? Chose me. Sorry. Because they were looking at so many other beatboxers, and I was like, what made you guys pick me? And they were like, because you're really into it. Like I'm making faces. I'm like pointing at stuff. I'm theatrical instead of just being sheltered and doing this or whatever.
Did you do any acting school, or is it all just natural and
Natural
your
and watching
personality?
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Seeing Will Smith, I just know like when you perform, you got to, and that's something I've learned in New York too. I used to, I saw that.
No, but because I didn't want us to get out of here without you getting a chance to get your, to do your thing. We want to see some of these impressions, some of the other.
Okay.
Okay.
So to summarize the last thing I said, I grew up. I'm an '80s, '90s kid, so I grew up watching a lot of stuff. And New York basically made the introverted me. What's one where you're like sheltered? Introverted me into an extrovert. If you don't know how to use the word, don't say it. Shut up, SpongeBob. So yeah, Because there's a video of me on YouTube that has like 2 million views, but I personally don't like it because I'm performing like this. I'm not looking at my audience. I'm not pointing at people. I'm not really into it or whichever. So like over time, performing in front of people, I know that people really feel it when you're feeling it. Like if I'm into it, they're like, "Oh man,
That's
this guy's going. Hey, I got to give you something, man. That's really good."
Yeah.
So that's what I've learned to just do that all the time. Whether it's an interview, YouTube video, live performance, no matter what, I gotta like just go ham.
So what are you going to show us right now? What are you about to give us?
What do you guys want to hear? You want to hear just a little bit of everything?
Yeah.
You want to hear the Crazy Train one? That's probably.
Oh
the
yeah.
one.
Well, the Crazy Train was what was requested at first, right?
Yeah, because like
Oh,
somebody.
but that's what you say gets you dizzy though.
Yeah, somebody else said like.
We don't
what
want to
gets
hurt you or nothing. You
no,
gotta.
it's all, I can do it.
You about to take your tooth out in 2 days and all that? You sure?
Yeah. I mean, this might be the last time I'll be able to do it anyway because I'm getting.
So we getting the last of the
I'm getting
exclusive.
the tooth pulled out.
This is like when the Nets left New Jersey. And came to Brooklyn.
Yeah. All right.
Show?
Yeah, it could be.
Verbalase.
So I'm gonna do the first thing real quick, and then I'm gonna get into Crazy Train.
That's cool.
Actually, no, I'm gonna do my. Okay, so first, sound effects. See, everybody rolling.
Yeah.
We all good.
I'll say I gotta remember to look over here too. I was like, yeah, like it, okay. All right, so first, I'm Verbalase Beatboxer from outer space, also known for making sound effects. It's a cricket, the sound of my wallet. That's a bird. Cell phone. Wait a minute. I'm so sorry, guys. Oh, man. You know the other sound I did earlier, the video game? Game over. Worst sound in the world. I'm the worst roommate. I'm like, hey, man, get up. Yeah. And then I did the fly sound. I can make a fly fly around, fly in my mouth, and I accidentally swallow it, and you still hear the fly in here. Check it out. Oh, God. Oh, God. That's going to be a fun bathroom trip later. Yes. And I also make beatboxing sounds, which goes like this. What the beat? Remix the Come on. Turn my mic on. Turn my mic on. Voice impression. I am Yoda. Voice impression. Muska Mika Mouse. Voice impression. Voice impression. I'm SpongeBob. Hey Patrick. Voice impression. Hey SpongeBob. I'm hungry. Usher. Bass. So that's the little bit of the beatbox part.
Verbal ace. Verbal ace.
Then I got to do the dizzy one real quick.
Let's get it. One more.
So that was the warm up. All right.
That's the warm up, right?
Okay, so
I feel like I owe you like $2 already.
No.
For real.
No. So this is probably the most difficult one because it's there's not really a lot of room to breathe in this performance.
Also, if at any time you want to shout out Chase
and SB.
Yo, shout out Chase to SB.
No,
okay. Not too late now. No. Shout out to what? Jackson?
Y'all did. Shout out to the kids. Shout out to the kids.
At this point.
Justice?
I'm going to say
Page
mine. We're going to
twins.
do something like
Yeah,
Right.
shout out to Chase. Shout out to
Leah and Brianna.
Leah and Rihanna. Rihanna?
No, Brianna.
Brianna. Oh, I was like, Rihanna, what? Umbrella? Leah and Brianna. Oh, kids?
Yes.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's SpongeBob. Don't forget to watch my YouTube channel. Verbalase's channel.
Yeah, my channel, Sponge. All right. Okay, so Crazy Train, right?
Yeah, let's do it.
You guys ready? Everybody ready?
Yeah, we're ready.
Okay. That's I'm waiting. Shout out. Yeah.
All right, ready.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Ready? Nope.
You good?
Okay, here we go. This is Crazy Train by Ozzy Osbourne on the neck and a beatbox. Check it out. We're going off the rails on a crazy train. With the beat, we're going off the rails on a crazy train.
My mic on.
See the ventriloquist thing I did in there?
That was amazing.
Yeah, that was dope.
I like to mix it with a whole bunch of different stuff.
Yo,
Face
Verbalase,
expressions.
yo, you're so dope, and I want to ask this question from this point right now. Will you come back to the show?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
All right, see you next week.
I'm down. Yeah.
Verbalase, check this out though, because it's something I really would like to do.
What's up?
With you beatboxing, I want to do a round battle against the man Till right here, my man. We've been having this little thing we got, you know what I mean? So if you want to, you know what I mean? we might not have the time today, but if you come back next time,
Oh yeah, I got you.
I got
will body
16.
you, too.
You know what I'm saying?
I'll dress in my cartoon beatbox outfit. I'm like, listen, ladies and gentlemen, today on Real Life Beatbox
You know what I'm
Battles.
saying? We can get it popping. So
I will destroy you though.
you don't want the smoke, B. You don't want no smoke.
Dead Lokes.
Damn.
Blueface, baby.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Verbalase, you want to shout out anybody before we go?
Yeah, it's Verbalase, by the way.
Sorry, Verbalase, my brother.
Get it right.
I have to. I always say it wrong.
Yeah, shout out to Augie. It's my manager, or my person. Shout out to everybody on Instagram who's following me. Even if you're not following me, shout out to you guys. Shout out to everybody that's pursuing a dream. Instead of just me, blow up myself or whatever, I just want to say, everybody out there that has something to pursue. I know sometimes reality can get in the way where, whether it's a job or relationship or whatever, but you got to remember to hold on to your dream. And if you're in a situation that you don't want to be in, just look at it as temporarily. There's nothing written down that's saying that it's the rest of your life. So just remember that. Use it, whatever your situation, as a stepping stone to get you where you want to be.
And Verbalase, can you shout out everything Verbalase, I'm sorry. Can you shout out everything trending radio show? Don't kill me. This is DJ Lennox talking, everybody.
All right. Shout out to Everything Trending Radio Show. That's right. You heard it live here on Hot 97.
But yeah, everybody, I want to end the show out. So I want the team right now to shout out your Instagrams real quick.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Board of Education, BORED, like I'm tired of, Board of Education, and all that.
Hi guys, it's Naquana Tashe on Instagram, Amor_glam, AMOR_glam.
Hey everyone, I'm Vicky, aka Icky Vicky, Icky with 2 Y's, _ Vicky with 3 Y's.
Hey everybody, it's India's Way, INDIASWAY Just India. Add me and follow my story.
My mic on. Check me out.
Hey.
Tell Border Ed he don't want no smoke. It's dark skin Randy and I'm repping the Dead Lokes.
Yo.
I mean, chill, Blueface, chill out. Dark skin Randy, man, you know what it is, Queens. We in the building. Shout out to everything trending. Verbalase, thank you again for coming through. You doing your thing, baby.
It's your boy Douglas. We having a good time at Everything Trending Radio. Please don't forget to check us out. Check out Verbalase on his YouTube channel. Check him out on all the Instagram, his Facebook, his Twitter, his Snapchat. Listen, we in the building. Everything Trending. Your boy Douglas. DRDOUGLA.
Hey, hold on. You thought you was gonna hit me, I wasn't gonna hit you back. You thought we was fam because we both got on all black? Nah, bro.
All right, people, make sure you go out and check our YouTube page, Everything Trending, and check out our Instagram, Everything Trending Radio Show, all right? It's your man, DJ Lennox NYC. Make sure you follow me. Support everything that's going on. Support Black unity. That's what we're trying to do right here, and support what we got going on. And any artists or any dope people that's doing anything dope, make sure you definitely come check us out because we love to have you on the show. And once again, Verbalase, I got it right this time.
Yeah.
Thank you, brother, for coming and supporting us today. And we definitely got to have you back.
Let me know, man. I'll come back. I mean, I'm going to get my tooth out, so let me know like in 4 weeks.
Got you.
Something, yeah.
Put you on the spot, Lennox. What was cooler, hanging out with Young Thug and Gunna today, or Verbalase?
Verbalase.
Hey!
So on that note, people, we are out. I'm going to get into some music. Peace.
Yeah.